So my husband worked full-time before we went homeless, and we had a nice little rental out in the country, and we'd been there for about 2 years. Unfortunately though, my landlord decided to sell. However, I did find the exact house that we were renting on a rental site offering a 6-month lease, so that was a massive kick in the guts. Lila wants to be in the video. Yeah, you say hi. You stole a dummy again, didn't you? Just to let people know, my child is not neglected. Here she is, quite fine. It's just sometimes being in Australia, it gets really, really hot, and if she sleeps in the tent, then she overheats, and if she sleeps outside, then she's going to get a nasty sunburn. We do the best we can, but sometimes it's just not enough. We were staying with a family member, but that family member did threaten to physically harm my child, so instantly I was just like, no, we need to leave because my child's safety will always come first. Now we're just kind of surfing around in the tent, we're looking for safe places to sleep and whatnot. We're also applying for jobs. I'm applying for weekend work or volunteer work, and my husband is applying for part-time to full-time work. He has a few qualifications under his belt, such as a white card and a forklift license. Me, however, I have been a stay-at-home mum for the past 2 years, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult for me to jump back in, but I'm trying. You are ruining my lighting. Thank you for that. Up about the work situation here in Bundaberg. You would be correct in saying that, yeah, there are a lot of jobs going right now, but that doesn't mean there are a lot of jobs going for me. I'm a stay-at-home mum. I've been a stay-at-home mum for 2 years. Before then, I did work experience. I worked briefly in retail, and I worked long-term in fast food. I didn't have any time to get any qualifications because my husband, even working full-time, we couldn't afford childcare, so I wasn't really able to study, much less at home with 2 under 2. So tell me, who's going to hire me? Now, that doesn't mean I'm not applying for jobs. I'm applying for jobs, and I know that much. I spend most of my days applying for jobs. I take all the suggestions that I can take. But there are a few people, and this is just the internet, who love to assume things about me. I'm lazy, I don't want to work, I'm a scam artist, I want handouts from the government. No. I want more than anything to be earning my own income, but I also want to be earning a good income. So I'm not just going to take any job they throw at me. It needs to be a job that pays well to support 2 children. It needs to be a job that's within my area. I've already packed up my family and moved 6 hours away. We can't afford to do that again. My kids woke up terribly because they slept terribly in the stormy weather. But enough of that. It was time for breakfast, which consisted of 1 banana. More storm clouds. Rained a lot that day. Yep, there's me having a V and a quiet moment. Lunch was baked beans because we're poor. Hey, Lila. And my toddler woke up from a nap in a worse mood, which was amazing, as you can see. Yeah, poor thing. So I decided to take Luna for a walk for some bonding time. She's a little bean, spitting image of me. There's my fit for the day. I can't find wipes. It's Labor Day and we need wipes. And I don't know what's open, and I can't really just go driving around because I can't just, waste fuel. It is my last night at this campground. I would actually be okay being homeless in a tent because it's kind of like camping. It's stressful, but it's not as stressful as like other people's situations are. But this whole thing with just constantly having to move is just stressing me out. It'd be different if I didn't have kids, but packing up with kids is just not fun. I have spoken to this campsite about maybe like a long-term sort of situation, but unfortunately they don't do that, so we're gonna have to find one in my area that does. I'm hoping we can find that soon. However, I am really grateful. I'm gonna be staying at a friend's place for max 2 weeks, and that should give us enough time to, search around the area, look for a campsite that, can take us in long term. My husband, he's got some job interviews coming up and he's getting some callbacks, and so that's looking really, really good. However, I don't want to jinx anything, so I'm not going to say too much about it. Me applying for my work, I've been applying for weekend work here and there, everywhere. But unfortunately, I haven't received a response yet. I think employers are looking for more week work than weekend work. Plus, having kids and not being able to afford childcare, I'm not as available as a lot of other employees could be. The interview is at 12. I'm not going to tell you who it's with just for privacy reasons, but I'm really excited, he's really excited, so fingers crossed he gets the job, because we could really use that right about now. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. My husband and I have been applying for 10 plus jobs a day. I'm not even kidding. And this is the first interview that has been set up. Like, not phone interview, like actual face-to-face interview. And I'm so excited. I'm trying not to get too excited though, because I don't want to get my hopes up. I have a lot of anxiety and I have a lot of issues with nausea from that anxiety. It's not so much being homeless that is most scary. It's not so much sleeping in a tent that is scary. It's sort of like camping. It's the not knowing. Obviously, we can't stay at one campsite too long because, you know, other people want to book ahead of time. It's just the constant having to move. I know where we're going to be until Saturday, but come Saturday morning, I don't know what we're going to do. I've been calling up homeless shelters, but they're all full. No surprise there. We've got the money to move into a rental. We have that money. My husband is just looking for a job. And just the problem is this rental crisis. There is no affordable housing, and even if there is housing that's affordable, it's extremely competitive. So, yeah, I'm not really doing as well as I'd hoped. I'm quite nauseous right now, but that's a feeling I'm used to at this point. So I completed my job interview. Don't mind Lila in the background, she's not feeling well, and she actually got me sick with the flu. We have been sick approximately 3 times since moving to Bundaberg. I think being homeless and in a tent, you don't have like the best security against infection. It's just a lot harder to avoid being sick. It's just something you got to deal with. But I've had like this really sore throat. It feels like sandpaper when I swallow. And I've been nauseous, I've had a headache, I've been dizzy, so we're just gonna have a little rest day so we don't, you know, go out and infect anyone else. But yeah, so Tristan finds out the results for his job search today, which is very exciting. We're still waiting for the call. And I find out my job interview results on Monday, so big fingers crossed. So good news, Tristan got the job, which is amazing. Bad news is the whole Ted is sick. We've had like the rawest throats and the runniest noses and the worst headaches, so I'm thinking it might be just a common cold. Lila is actually feeling better by the looks of it, but she was the first to contract it, so now it's just got to go through me and through Tristan and through, well, Luda, who's here right now. Say hi, Luda. Yeah, she's been snotting up a storm. I could tell you this, being sick in its head is not fun. It's just not fun. No, it's not fun, is it? No. Everyone's overheating, everyone keeps getting fevers, everyone is just bleh. And don't worry, it's not COVID. Stop commenting that it's COVID, it's not COVID. It's just a typical little cold, and it's actually already starting to clear up now. I was a lot worse yesterday.